Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina. Today, let's talk about how to safeguard your finances against a potential recession. With all the talk about tariffs going into place, we really have no idea how this is going to affect our lives financially, how prices may change, and so it's really important for us to think about how do we get our finances in order for a recession? How do we prepare our finances for a potential recession? These are some of the questions that I'm thinking about myself as someone who is a US citizen, but also a Canadian citizen. Right now, I'm here to share with you a few of my tips and tricks about how to potentially lower the anxiety, make sure to get your finances in order. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, let's get into it. When it comes to safeguarding your finances, when it comes to preparing your finances for any instability in terms of economic climate, the first thing to really think about is control the things that you can control. Don't go out there trying to tackle a million things, get a lot of anxiety from just trying to control everything around you, because most things you probably won't be able to control. And what is the main thing that you can control is your spending. So really the first thing to actually do is understand your spending habits. Create a spreadsheet in Google, get out a pen and paper, but really take the time to look at all of your spending from your debit card, from your bank accounts, from your credit card, to understand where your money is going. And once you look at where your money is going, think about what you're spending your money on. Does it bring you joy? Is it something that you actually need? Is it just a want? Or is it just a habit or subscription that you really hadn't thought about in a while until you actually looked at your spending? Most people don't look at their spending because maybe they're scared and they're in denial, but this is a really important step to financial stability and preparing your finances for any possible uncertainty, such as a possible recession. Looking for small ways to cut back, such as with that coffee once a week, with that takeout meal once a week, or even a subscription that's maybe $5.99 a month. That doesn't really sound expensive, but that does add up. And maybe you actually don't need that. Maybe you don't need 3 subscriptions and you really only want 1. Take a look at your spending habits and think about those small areas where you can cut back to help your overall financial stability. And when you take a look back at your spending habits, take a beat and manage your emotions. Can you identify certain purchases that actually were impulse buys? I guarantee you probably can. So really try to check yourself. When you're shopping, when you're out, this is another thing that you can control, right? You can control your own mindset, you can control your own emotions. So think about that when you're going out and you plan or want to spend money. Think about how you're feeling and why you're actually making that purchase, because potentially that's something that you do not need. We want to avoid all impulse spending, and also important, we want to avoid racking up any more debt. This also relates to panic purchases, like purchasing a new car because you're afraid of the tariffs that are going to increase the price. This also relates to stockpiling a bunch of things that you will never finish just because you are worried that the price will go up. So don't go to Costco, don't buy a million bulk boxes of XYZ because 1, you probably don't need it, and 2, it's probably going to go to waste at some point. So in the end, it's going to create more hassle for you from like a physical space perspective. Also, you're going to just probably be wasting your money, and that's not what we want. We want to be stable. We want to make sure that we are in control of what we are purchasing, and we know everything that we're purchasing has a good reason for being purchased. On another note, it's also important to control your emotions and control your impulses when it comes to investments, when it comes to retirement savings, because when times seem hard, when stock markets seem to fluctuate quite often, we kind of feel this sense of panic where we need to just sell everything off and then we'll be better off because maybe we won't have anything in the end. But from everything that I've seen, you need to hold steady. Don't sell off your stock. Don't stop investing in your retirement accounts just because you think right now the time is really bad and you're losing money, because history has proven that it's for the long run, right? You want to keep steady on your investments, keep steady, holding steady in the stock market so that when the market picks back up, because it always eventually does, you will not have lost that time to accrue more money. So it's important that you just hold steady and you don't do anything impulsively just because right now everything seems very uncertain. Next, once you've had a chance to really understand your spending habits, to potentially cut back on things that you don't necessarily need or want, then the time is to really buffer yourself. Create that extra cushion, save as much money as you can right now. Even if it's just $5 a month, right? If you cut out that coffee once a week, you cut out that takeout once a week, just put that extra money into a savings account, into a high yield savings account that you can fall back on if you really need it. It may not seem like a lot, but $5 a week, $40 or $50 a week, it does add up. It will make you feel more confident in the end, and you will feel less stressed knowing that you had an extra $5, knowing that you had an extra $50 each week that will potentially help you and save you if something really does come up and you need a little bit of extra money. One final quick tip, which a lot of people don't talk about, is actually to stay in your job. If you're not happy with your current job situation and you're thinking about leaving, just stay there for now. Or don't leave your job until you actually have another job. It's really important to have that stable income, those stable benefits, because again, what are you going to do if you have no job? You're probably going to be very stressed, you're going to be panicking, and then you really just won't have any idea of what to do. So even if you're not happy in your job, stay in your job. And if you feel like your job is at risk, now is the time to think about updating your LinkedIn profile, to updating your CV, to potentially reaching out to recruiters and really network, or to apply to as many jobs as you can. But still, do not leave your job voluntarily. Only leave your job when you have found another one to make sure that you continuously have that financial stability. And there you have it. Stay safe, stay smart, and take control of your financial future. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.